Hello, hello, I'm Matthias. So I would like to invite you to my newest courses and webinars that we are launching for October and November in the Future Media Academy platform. Let me just show you a few of them. Let's just go to the website a little bit. We have the course, of course, the long 5 lessons, 15-hour, 3-hour each lesson course with all the topics, all the materials, all the techniques, all the tips and tricks. Yeah, this one has everything, has the from beginners, from the very scratch to most of the most advanced techniques with granular wavetable synthesis, reactor, mastering, mixdown, all those things. Also, there is the webinars. We put this new one, the topography of sightless music with megalopsy and frantic noise. This is a 3-hour webinar that we will talk about the creation of this legendary track called El Foie. This track we made with Arsec a few years ago and it was very popular, and I think many of you guys would like to see how these sounds were made. The other webinar is going to be about music theory. This is for the people that would like to add that dimension to their music, that think they are lacking a little bit of theory, harmony and rhythm. This is exactly that. This is a 3-hour course based only on chords, scales, modes, progression, intervals, some of the tools I use like MIDI effects and Cthulhu, and we can take a look at some of the melodies from my tracks. Also some techniques on how to process voices without a tune. So yeah, that's all for today, guys. I hope I see you there. Now I will leave you with the video tutorial for today. I hope you guys like it. Boom. The filters also yield more power than just filtering and subtracting, because filter kind of limits, the name itself kind of limits the possibilities. The filters can not only subtract but also add, and that's why I put them in this first row up here in the components right next to the oscillator, because the resonance and the peak of resonance on a filter can actually overcome the oscillation power of a synthesizer more than an oscillator. I'm gonna add a few things, an operator and a combo with compression. So because this resonance peak will create a lot of amplitude when I do the sweeps, and that is not very pleasant sometimes. It's very loud, no? It creates very big gaps in volume. But when you put a filter like with a filter resonance of 125, that sweep sounds kind of cheesy and bad, but if you do it in a lower octave or lower than that octave, it will start to do, while the oscillator is very low and barely tensioning enough to differentiate notes in an octave, when you do this with a filter, it will take all the protagonism from the sound and create, well, it have its own tuning depending on the frequency cutoff position, and create a whole bunch of different texture, watery texture sounds. Create another one of these kind of liquid filter sounds. MIDI clip done, operator with some compression on it because we need it, and I'm gonna actually do notes of 1/16, and I'm gonna play a little bit with the envelope of this thing, the amp envelope, make it short, very short. You need to know how many milliseconds there is in a note, no? Depending on the length of the note, in this case is 1/16. So we need to do, for example, 60,000 divided by the BPM of the track is 182, and that is the milliseconds in a fourth of a bar. But if we do that divided by 4, we get 82 is the number of milliseconds in a 16th in one of these notes. So that will give you a rough idea of how many milliseconds you need to use all these envelope calculations and delay calculations and flankers and things like that. There's many uses for that. No? So we're gonna put the high resonance filter, and we're gonna use an LFO, a random LFO shape called sample and hold. Sample and hold will
create a square random shape. Basically, it will sample a value and it will hold it for the amount of time that we decide here by the rate. That the modulating the filter cut off will give us kind of aquatic feeling to this sound. Let me adjust this a little bit. It gives you a percussive filter enveloped, very plucked sound, because the envelope of this thing is very plucky. You're not letting it really